Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. Happy Tuesday. Today it's build finish day. We're going to be finishing another model, and that model is the Agora Models Jaguar E-Type. So we've got pack 12. It only seems like yesterday that we were invited to Jaguar Classic in Coventry with Ian Campbell from Partwork Upgrades, and we were driving around in this car, it's just unbelievable. It's like I was in a bubble that day, but I can't believe I got to experience that. And today, coming up to the middle of October, we're just about to finish it. So that's what we're going to be doing today. If you want to get this for yourself, I have put the link down here to the Agora Models website. You can get this all the way from pack 1. Not sure how long this is going to take, so I've basically taken the whole day out to do this, and I'll make sure I have a nice cracking and run ready for when we put the last piece in. So without further ado, let's get cracking. So we have got the trim here. This is going to be going on the driver's side. This is what we're working on. The driver's side on this occasion is obviously in England, the UK, so it's on the right-hand side of the car. This is just going to be going into the inside, just like that there. It should fit perfectly flush in there, no problems, because what we're going to do now is we're going to take the driver's door. We're going to be attaching this through the holes on this side and securing it from the other side there. So this is what the driver's door looks like. And once again, I'm going to put that through the holes on this side here so that the door can shut. And then I've got these flanged AM08 screws just to screw in from the other side. Now I have got my Partwork Upgrades mat on standby, should I need it. I'm trying not to turn it round at the moment, or upside down. I think I might put it on its side. I think that's the best way to actually screw this in. So I have put this down just like that. And there we go, I can get a screwdriver for it down the top there. This takes 2 screws, so I'll get them both screwed in now. And here's the second one going in. Very hard to show you on a camera how I'm doing this, but there you go, on that top camera you should be able to see it. I'll get that as tight as I possibly can. And there we go, that's the driver's door in, and as you can see, it opens and closes, no problems at all, and that's all there is to do in that stage. I'm just getting the parts out for stage 92 here, and as you can see, it's pretty much exactly the same thing we just done, but on the opposite side. So once again, I've got the interior trim here, which is just going to go on this side, just like that, so it's fitting flush in there. I've got the other door, which I'll make sure goes through both sides, and shut the door. And then just like last time, I'm going to screw this into place with the flange screws. Bit harder this time because we've got another door in place, so it's going to be a bit tricky to get this one in. But I am managing it, as you can see. And as you can see, that's the other door in like that. Those of you who are astute and are shouting at the screen, I've got a missing part just here. I have got it here. So I'm just going to put that back in. It just pushes into place like that. That'll enable me to wind the windows down and up. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to be turning this whole thing upside down. Now I'm on a mat, so I am conscious about what pressure is on the windscreen there. I think we're okay at the moment. What we are going to be doing is we're going to be putting in place the engine section, which you can see here. I want to turn this whole thing upside down, so that these parts here can go together on the 4 lugs on the other side there, just like that. Perfect. That was very easy. Now, this is going to be held in with 6 screws. So we've got 4 down the end, and we've got 2 going in this side here and the other side over here. So that's those 4 in, and now I'm just going to do the ones either side here. Perfect. The last thing to do is to take some of these screws, which are AM05 screws, and also we need these little washer parts, which I'm just going to take off. Put the screw through the washer, and then these are just going at the base of the windscreen here. Hopefully you can see it on the top camera. So that's one, and this one's two. Again, making sure that there's no pressure on that windscreen. The next thing to do is take the dashboard and holding it this way round, we're going to be starting to mount this. It goes underneath the gear section, and we've got two little connecting points just here and here, which are going to go onto the back bulkhead there. At the same time, we're going to want to put the steering shaft into the cavity that's going to go. I'm probably going to use some tweezers just to help me with that. There we go, so that fits flush in there like that. And it's going to be held in with AM01 screws, which I've got here. And I'll get these in. Just two of these. All we've got to do then is take the metal steering wheel that we got here and just push this onto the column. You want to make sure that the steering wheel's the right way round for the wheels to be straight there, which they are. That's turning perfectly, and the wheel's the right way round. And I'm going to now turn this the right way round. Looking good. And that is all there is to do in that stage. But before we finish that, look how good that's looking. Wow. Okay, so for stage 93, you'll notice that I've put the car away and now I've taken the dashboard out, because what we're going to be doing, put that to one side, is starting the electrics. I do like how we're doing the electrics now, because if anything goes wrong, obviously we've only just started to do them, so it should be easy to identify where problems are. But I'll get this open, and the first thing I need is the control board, which looks just like that. Now in the control board, they have got numbers around them. They go 2, 4, oh god, trying to think it, 1, I believe, 7, 9, 5, 6, 8, 10. They are numbered in a funny old order. But first thing we want to do is we want to take number 1, which is, they're all in order in this pack here. Get lead number 1 out. And I'm going to plug the female end here into the male number 1, which is at the end here. Make sure it's round the right way and get that all the way in like that. And then number 2. The number 2 isn't next to it yet like you'd expect, so that's this one along. Get that in. That's number 2 done. Then number 3, which is actually next to number 2, so now it should look like that. Number 4 is going next to number 1 that we put in first. Get that all the way in, and make sure it's pushed all the way in. Number 5, again, we're just matching numbers up here. We'll be going on this side. Number 6 is going on this side. And then finally, number 7, we're jumping back to this side, but it's sort of skipping a plug in the middle there. There we go. That's all of those wires in. We've got 2 on one side here, 1 on the other. It's good to lay it out like that, because I'm actually going to put this into the dashboard now. So turning this around, this whole thing is going to go into this section just here. So the 2 that are coming out are going this side, the one's going this side. So it's going to go in just like that, lining it up there. That's going to be held in with some AG02 screws. get the first one in, that will line all of this up like that, only in loose, and then I put the back one in. Again, I'm conscious about pushing too hard on this because I don't want to break that gear stick on the other side, so I'm just lifting it slightly. But that's the circuit board in. Now this is where things are going to get a little bit tricky, because I'm going to be bringing over, I'll take these out, I'm going to be bringing over the car body, and we're going to be offering the interior to the car body we've just made. So I'm being very gentle and turning that upside down like this, and then offering the car body to this, putting it in at an angle so that the gear housing here fits into that cavity there. And then what we're going to do is sort of like pull up at this back end so we can get the back end here over the lugs that I've got here. Now we're going to use AM15 screws to secure all of this into place. I have moved some of the cameras around here, because the back section you really want to focus on first to make sure it's sitting flat in this recess here when we're putting these screws in. So I've just got one in gently there, just while I put the other side in. I'm going to do the rest of the screws at the back here. And then moving the camera around, we've just got two just at the front here. So there you go, let's turn this back over. Just got to put the chairs back into place because they've fallen out. Just like that. And that is all there is to do in that stage. Now we'll just keep that up here because in stage 94 we've got the rear trim, which looks like this. Really heavy piece of plastic this actually is. Now that's just going to go into this area here. So I'll get this slotted in where it goes. Just like that. But it's held in from the underside, so I need to flip this upside down again. And it's held on each side here with two AG03 screws. So one this side, and then just one on the other side here. So now if I turn this back the right way again, as you can see, that's in place. Once again, I just need to put the chair backs back in. I may end up gluing these back in, but they fit just like that. And that is all there is to do in that stage. Once again, let me just show you how that's looking. Pretty cool, huh? So in stage 95, we're going to be installing the gear shaft and the rear light. So I'll get all these out. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this lens just in here. But I am going to touch a tiny bit of glue in there. So until I fix my little glue device, I've got an end of a resistor here. That's what I'm using to attach the glue. Just push this lens in. So that's nice and flush in there like that. No chance of that falling out. We're going to put this into the rear of the car. So just bringing that over here. It's going to go on the near side, or the side that's not the driver's side, in there just like that. It's going to be held in with an AG04 screw from the other side. So I am being naughty. I haven't put the mat down, but I'm sure I can get this in. Very hard to show you that. I had it actually balanced on the wheel rather than the bodywork touching, but there we go. That's the lighting, as you can see there. I am now going to need the mat though. So what we're going to do now is put this little drive shaft in. It's going to go around this way. So this end is going to go in here. We've got a little lug there, which is going to go into the hole to keep that into position. Like that. Then the other end, this way round, probably best on the close-up camera, is going to go in there, held in with AG04 screws. That's going to keep that nice and secure in place there. And then we have got the front left bumper that we're not actually doing anything with that stage. So we can keep that to one stage because that's all there is to do in this stage. So lots to do in stage 96. We're going to be basically connecting the wiring, the right rear light, the fuel tank, and a big thing, we're going to be putting the bonnet on. So So I am going to mirror just what we did in the last stage. Put some glue just into a little hole there. Put the lens in. The lens is shaped, so you will see me rocking it around in my fingers so I can get it to fit flush in there like that. This is going to go on the car, just like last time. So just like last time, I should be able to put that in where it goes and secure it in from the other side with an AG04 screw. Now we're going to start organising myself now, because I'm going to need two sections here which are going to help mount the bonnet. These are labelled left and right. So I'm going to get those out. And I'm going to get these AM15 screws out here. Get them open, because I want them to be ready. Okay, so I've got the mat up here. Bring the car up and turn this upside down. Now I have zoomed up quite a few cameras. I now need the bonnet. And if you remember, that looks just like this. Turn this upside down. And I'm going to start sorting all these wires out. Now what I'm going to do is pass the leads through the back of the mudguard. Get my tweezers here, so I can bring them up through this section just here, like that. Do the same on the other side. There you go. And they're up through those two bits there. Offer this whole section now. Keep pulling that to the car. So that then this section here can rest on the bar that you see there. Now we need to put the right hand side on this side just here, like that, and the left hand side on the other side just here. Perfect. Now these are going to be held in with those AM15 screws, so I'll get these started. And now the whole scheme of things, the bonnet is attached to the car. Okay, I'm just going to move this down just a touch, because we're going to connect some of these wires up now. So I'm just going to be putting 8 and 10 in. They're going on these two sides here. So this one's going in when it says WD2 and the number 8. So 8's in there like that, and then 10 right next to it. So then all we've got left is wire 9, which has got 2 points at the back. It's just going to go into the last plug, wire 9 between these two here. And there we go. All of those wires are in, absolutely perfect. So first thing we want to do is we want to take wire 1 from the bell housing here and plug it into cable 1. Now we want to take the bulb at the end of number 10 or wire 10, and that's just going to go in the inner hole for the lights at the back, just like that there. The last bulbs that we've got, which was cable 9 here, they are referring to it as cable 6 on the instructions. I am wondering if that's correct. I'm sure they mean 9. These are going to go into the outside of each one. So we're going to have one just in this side here. Get that in. And on the other side, one's going to go in the outside here. And then bulb 8, which is on its own, is just going to go into the inner one here. Now to keep these into place, we can guide these around here and use some sticky tape just to keep them into place like that. And they do provide that here. Now you aren't going to see this, so I am going to use some insulating tape instead for myself. One that side. And just do the same on the other side there. The last thing to do is all these other loose wires that we've got is connect them all now to the numbers of the extension cables. So number 4 will go into number 4. Number 2 will go into number 2. Number 6 will go into number 6. Number 7 will go into one of the number 7s here. There's actually 2. Number 5 into number 5. And there's the other number 7 here. So all the wires are now connected up. I've got one more wire, number 3. Just find that. That's here. And connect that one up as well. We can tidy these wires down this section here. So as you can see, I have tidied these up as best I can. I want to make sure that this hole here hasn't got any wires near it, as you can see. Because we're going to be putting the fuel tank in now. It's just going to go on this side, over here like that. And that's held in with some AG06 screws. And then we've just got the top of the fuel tank, which goes on top like this. And again, that's held in with some AG06 screws. So I suppose this is a big reveal part, because when I turn this over, as you can see, most of the car is now in place. I'll just show you that on the main camera. That's looking brilliant, isn't it? Love it. That's all there is to do in that stage. So the last thing Agora Models want us to do at the end of that is test the electrics. Now I have tested all the electrics and they all work, but I'm not going to show you them now. I'm going to show you them at the end when I tease you on the reveal. That leads us on to stage 97. So in stage 97, we're going to be attaching the front bumper to the underside. And as you know, we've had these two parts that we had, actually they go around this way, that we had in the last couple of packs. And we do have this motive bar here that we got in pack 23. And what we're going to do is put these into this section here. And we're going to screw it down with some really, really tiny screws. They are just checking AG09 screws. So for that, I am going to use my tiny screwdriver here. So it is a case of just putting this into this section here and then screwing it in. I've actually just started to screw in here. So that I can get this in fully where it goes. Perfect, so that's one side done. Do the other side. Again, tiny, tiny. I can't remember where I got this screwdriver from, to be honest with you, but it's doing the job very well. Put this side in here. And then once again, screw this into place. So we want to make sure we put this on the right way. So this is going to be going underneath the car. We want these sections facing upwards. So this is going to go over the top just here. Now that's going to be held in place with some screws. And they are AG02 screws. And you are going into plastic, so they don't need to be too tight. So that's one that side. I'll do the one on the other side here. So that looks just like that. Bring over the car. And what I've done now is I've put some masking tape all over it. So that when I turn it upside down, things aren't just going to fly out. And it's this section at the front that we need. And all that's going to happen is we're going to be pressing this into place. So line it up. Like that there. And that there. And then push it down into place. Just like that. Excellent. Now while we've still got that upside down, I'm going to zoom out the top camera here because we're going to be putting the back section of the vehicle on. I just want to make sure that there's still no wires trapped between any points where I'm about to put that. It's looking really good actually. Bring it over. And this is what that looks like. Turn it upside down and we're just going to line this up with the holes here. Looking good. and then I'm going to fix this into place. So first thing I need is 2 AM01 screws, and they're going to go into these front points just here and the other side here. All the other holes that we've got here are going to be filled with AGO6. And there we go, that's that full bottom on there. If I turn this back over, we've pretty much got an almost complete car now. All we have to do now is we're going to work on all the details just for the back. But that is all there is to do in that stage. So this is stage 98, but we don't actually do anything with this. So I'm just going to take this out of the packet. And now here is stage 99, the penultimate stage. Let's get this open. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make the reversing light here, which is basically a lens going into the end of this reflector here. So I'll just push this in. It is shaped. Quite a tight fit, but it fits in just like that. Bring over this part here. There is 2 little tiny bits in here, so don't throw that away. This is just going into the top there, so it's going to go in this way just like that with the lens facing out. That's held in with an AGO3 screw. Now I have the tank sump looking like that. That's just going to go into this section here. It's a D-shaped hole, so it can only go in one way. It's going to sort of fit in like that. And that's held in once again with an AGO3 screw. We've got a brilliant license plate. Check out the size of that. It looks just like this. That on that camera. This is just going to be going into this point here. Obviously we want to make sure that it's round the right way. This actually goes underneath, as you can see. This way it's sitting. So when we put this in, it will only let you put it in one way. It's going to go like that. It's going to be held in once again with AGO3 screws just from the back. So we've got a couple of little tiny sections for the lamp here. Let me just tip everything out here. And this is the license plate lamp. We want it round the right way. And these are going to go into the little channels here. Now we want the rounded side to face outwards and the flat side to face towards the number plate. So they go in like that. And I'll just do the same on this side. So now they're both in place. And then we're going to be putting the 2 rear fender sections into place. Take the spare tyre that we created like this. This is just going to go this way round into that section there. And then we've got a little nut that we're actually just pushing onto a post there. That's going to keep that tyre into place. So as you can see, it doesn't fall out. And then the fun section, we're going to attach this to the underside of the car. So bring that over. Being very gentle that I don't dislodge that tyre, which I think it's going to dislodge anyway. I'll put that back in a second. Line this up and secure that in with some of the AG15 screws. One on the other side. And then we've got these little tiny plugs here just to plug in to hide those holes. And that's the second one. So they're all in place. Turn it back over. And as you can see on the camera there, the tyre's in there, which means now I can just put all of the stuff back in here. N2. And that will keep that nice and secure into place. And that's the end of that stage. Which leads us to the very, very, very last stage. Stage 100, we're just going to do the rear exhaust pipes, get these out. And what we're going to do is on this side of the exhaust, we're just going to be putting in the top covers, which are going to go in just like that there. They're held in with these AG02 screws that come in this pack. Mount this into place, so it's going to go this way round into the 2 holes there, so it's going to sit kind of like that. It's held in here with some AG02 screws, and then an AMO3 screw just through the hole at the back here, which means the final thing to do is just to put these exhaust pipes into the holes here, onto, there's some little notches here for it to go in, into position now, and that is the Jaguar completed. So I'll take all of this off and show you what that looks like before the beauty shots and the electrics. What an amazing vehicle. Now, I'll tell you what, out of all the 1.8 vehicles I've done, this was the easiest to actually clamp all the sections together. So if you want to get this for yourself, believe me, it's one of the easier ones to do to get everything together. It's a lovely looking vehicle, but I can't demonstrate that to you without doing all the beauty shots and showing you all the electrics working. So let's show you that now. But there you go. If you like what you see, I have put the link down here to the Agora Models website. You can get this all the way from pack 1. As a matter of fact, I think you can now get the full kit of this. So if you want to do it all in one go, it's available for you to do now as well. But I really do hope you like that video. Really do hope you like that series. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.